I remember when Pokemon Black and White first came out. People really hated them. Like they would say it had bad Pokemon designs, it was linear, it had bad Pokemon designs. Yeah, people just didn't like the new Pokemon. And the fact that they were forced to use them didn't really help. But in modern day, people really like this game. Like, really like it. Like, I get it. You like your game. Stop posting the same memes over and over again.
Hey, look at this funny meme I found.
Gen 5 fans have become the new Gen 1ers. Difference being they'll always bring up the fact that people used to hate their game. That's how popular the game's gotten. That aside, I replayed it to get my own opinion on it. In fact, I played White and Black 2 to get an opinion on Gen 5 as a whole. I also asked 3 friends, 2 who dick ride Gen 5, and the other who's racist, their thoughts on the game to compare my thoughts. So, here we go! Let's start off with some things I like. The gym leaders. Each one does something in the story that helps the audience connect and even like them. The first gym is literally dependent on your starter. You help Lenora beat the shit out of Team Plasma. I don't like him, I'll get to that later. You see Alicia help out Bianca. Clay is just based. Skyla's hot. You see her go help an injured Pokemon, and that's pretty nice of her. You help Bryson beat the shit out of Team Plasma. And Drayden and Iris are dependent on the game you choose, while also helping with lore. Here lies a connection in likability, story prevalence, and even the player's choice. All that's pretty cool. The characters in general are pretty likable. Like Bianca. She's such a sweetheart with her just trying to be helpful and explore the world. And N is hot. He's cool. I like his arc of understanding people too. And oh god, I'm flustered. His rivalry with the player also does a good job at keeping engagement, as he's always pushing your little homunculus character to be better as well as to challenge him. Not to mention he's hot. The Pokemon are also cool. I at least think 70% of these guys are above okay. And the music, though the meme is ass, is good for the most part. Like, yeah, Dritville City do got me. I like how HMs aren't really needed to progress the story. Most HMs suck. They just take up a move slot, and I'm glad that's not the case in this game. Only the good ones are needed. And cut in the beginning, but just teach that to the Pat Rat you'll never use again. The seasons changing is also pretty cool. Also, I really like that I can only use new Pokemon. It helps, or forces, the audience to form an attachment to them. And, okay, that's all my praise. There's not enough characters to spell out my name, so I went by Juan. Not really a complaint, but it personally saddens me. Something I heard a lot was that this game was hard. No the fuck it ain't. And it wouldn't be such an issue if people kept on saying it was hard. I documented every single important battle, and each one could be summarized as wipe the floor. And I chose Snivy, the worst starter. Sorry, Snivy, I still like you. The only real challenge I faced was Berg. No, that's not why I hate him. My team at the time couldn't really beat his Levani, so I had to break my code and invite a one-time member to my party, Darumaka. He bodied Berg's team. Thus I crowned him as Monkey Man. Yeah, he died. Point still stands. Game is easy. Anyways, my team had a superior named June. What the? A Seismitoad named Big Stank. A Zoroark named Kiers. A Sigilyph named T-Zog. A Beartic named Bearmungus. And a Haxorus named Frico. Now with my team, I pretty much took care of every type, which would in turn make the game easier. Shut up. I like those guys. There's also the cruel post-game. You beat the main story fighting Pokemon at level 50. So the implication stands that Pokemon should be around said level. Then you start the post-game. and the wild Pokémon are level 64. That isn't hard. That's just cruel. Another cringy thing are the TMs. A bunch of the good ones are in the post-game. Earthquake and Flamethrower are prime examples. This in turn makes move pools less versatile, which may make things seem harder, but once again, shit's easy. It's just annoying. Also, there's triple battles. They're cool, but they're only used once. Now my biggest critique gotta be the story.
I know. Even back then, it was one of the few things people actually enjoyed. But it's ass!
Getsus is obviously evil, with him saying,
"We can easily create the world that I mean, Team Plasma, desires."
Bro's obviously evil. He don't care about Pokemon. Another shitty story beat is when you enter N's castle. There's a bunch of plasma grunts talking about how much of an asshole they are. But throughout the story, there's the idea that some members joined out of the fact that they believed in the cause. But nah. Fuck that. They're all just assholes now. But the main issue stems from a divide in gameplay and story. The point the story is trying to make is that Pokemon are our friends. Which is dumb. That's been a known fact since Gen 2 with the introduction of the friendship mechanic. And now comes why I hate Berg. He tells Team Plasma that they helped him open his eyes that Pokemon should be treated better, as they're our friends. So Berg was an asshole who didn't like his Pokemon. He had to learn they're his friends. That's been a known fact since Gen 2. And the truth versus ideal part also plays into said idea. Whichever side the player goes on, they'll argue the idea that Pokemon are our friends. Something N believes in, and something the audience should already know. With all that, I don't hate Black and White. It's good. Just good. At least it's the best Gen 1 remake. I'ma start off with the negatives. Still can't write my name. I went by Juandos. Once again, there's post-game TMs, which are cringe. And once again, it's easy, which I must reiterate, isn't really an issue, as most Pokemon games are easy. The issue lies when I keep hearing that it's hard. My team had a Samurott named Jack, a Flygon named Skyrez, a Lopunny named Abigail, an Ampharos named Jupiter, the return of the King Monkey Man, and Zoroark. Once again, pretty versatile team, which would make things easier, but fuck you. I beat Black Kyurem in 2 turns. Thank you, Skyrez. Stop looking at me like that. Though, I only had an issue with Marlone. He actually knocked me out. So, it's harder than the first one. And just like last time, the story was ass. But more so. Not all of the gym leaders do stuff, which sucks. The underutilization of the Team Plasma Sages also sucks testicles. The last game had a neat post-game mission with the Sages. It showed some of them trying to turn a new leaf. But now only 2 are back. One to be good and the other to be a beta. Also gets us an N, despite everyone talking about them. Barely play a role in this story. N comes in the last minute during the climax. And then he jobs. With at least the first one trying something new, this story is just lackluster, with some positives being the characters and world building. Speaking of which, the world building. Seeing how Unova has changed? Immaculate. Ignoring the new areas which are cool, seeing old areas change is awesome. An example is Route 4, which used to be a desert wasteland, but now has apartments. And Trubbish gets introduced to the area, which coincides with its Pokédex entry, and oh my god, I love Trubbish. The characters are also neat. Your rival is cool. He really cares about his sister. And ain't that a lovely trait to have? And he also follows you in the beginning of the game, which makes me smile. 'Cause he friend. And Colrus is based. Bro is just a scientist doing science. Can't fault him for committing a war crime. Also, you get to hang out with Bianca in Reversal Mountain. I like Bianca. The returning gym leaders are pretty much the same personality-wise, but the new ones have nice things about them too. There's also the return of triple battles and the introduction of rotation battles. They're not just cool. They're actually utilized in the game. And thank God move pools are a lot more diverse in this game, thanks to move tutors and the reintroduction of old Pokémon like Lucario or Ampharos or Lopa. And finally, I have to give props to the score. Aspirita City, or however you pronounce it. That shit is beautiful. Well, that's kind of all I have to say about Black 2. It's also good. Equal to the original, maybe. I think. For the longest time, Gen 5 received unwarranted hate. Nothing they did that got shit on was exceptionally bad. They're good games. Just good. Fuck you!